Hello, 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 everyone that is here. I want to say greetings to you, uh, and I want to say thank you for being here. We are excited about today. Today, we'll be talking about do you want to enhance your marriage? These fine couples have come together, and their hearts is to see marriages work. Let's get started. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. And as I said, we are so glad to be here today. We're glad that you're here today. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and I'm the creator of Leslie's Lessons Learned, and it is my pleasure to be here with all my family this morning and to just hear what they have to say to enhance my marriage when I get married again and cause me to be in a different place. But before we get started, we always like to look in the mirror and see what we see. But when I look in the mirror this morning, I'm a mess. I see two happy couples. I see two happy couples that's coming on here to tell us about how we can enhance what we already have. For those of us that are married or in a relationship, and I'm just so glad to be here today. But when I really look in the mirror, I see health. I see beauty, and I see someone that has made a decision that life is worth living. And I want to say to you today, those of you that feel like life is not worth living, those that feel like there is no hope, there's hope. There's unity, and not only is there hope and unity, there is also what I want to say, life. And we don't want you just to exist. We want you to live life more abundantly. And we know we can't do it on our own. And a lot of times we want to do things on our own, and we know that we can't. It takes help. It takes uh, spiritual help. It takes physical help. It takes unity. And we're just so happy today to be here to talk about two events that's going to be taken. But before we do, I'm going to ask Minister Wanda if she feel like introducing herself.
Good morning, good afternoon to everyone today. It might even be evening in some parts of the world. My name is Wanda L. Floyd. I am a licensed cosmetologist and a certified hair loss practitioner. I am an educator, trainer, and we do some things in ministry. And I'm just happy to be a part of Leslie's Lessons Learned. And when I tell you, I'm so happy to be here with these two beautiful couples. Love them so much. I think even when we were talking about how words can hurt, I was thinking about Mike and Alicia's story and how through all of that, Yahweh blessed their marriage. And when you think about marriage, I think about these two couples. So I'm here, I'm excited. I'm here to learn
Yeah,
and see how to do it the right
the right
way.
way, right? And for those of you that don't know, you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living Leslie's Lessons Learned. And we love to talk about relationships, we love to talk about faith, we love to talk about unity, we love to talk about different things that will enhance our life. So today I asked Wanda, you want to do our saying?
Something we say every week. And it gives you a perspective to think about. And our saying is a life without you is like a world without color.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to say it with me. A life without me is like a
Like a
world
woman
without color. And there might be somebody that struggling saying that this morning. So I'm going to say it for you, that a life without you is like a world without color, because we need you and life is worth living.
Amen. Thank you so much. And I want to add to that video I seen on Instagram, and it just changed my life. And the man was sitting, he was blind and he couldn't see. And he was sitting there and he had a sign, "I'm blind, can you help me?" And a young girl walked by and she went back and she went by, she turned around, came back, she picked up his sign and turned it over and she said, um, "The world is beautiful. The day is beautiful, but I can't see it." How many of us are not blind and cannot see the beauty in the day? So as you go about your day, I want you to understand that today it's not the rain, it's not the sun, it's not the storm, but it's you having the perspective of life, that what you're going through, that life is still beautiful. And a lot of times we get caught up in what we're going to. We only focus on what we're going through. So we don't realize that life is still beautiful, that we're going to make it and come through. So as we get started, I want to say thank you to, they're not even guests. They were here almost before I was here. They've been on many times. This is the first time this year, I think, though, that you've been on. I don't know, but I'm glad to be here. I've been telling Mike that I wanted him and Rick to come on and share their perspective of some things. But today we had the couples, and we haven't had that in a while. And I'm going to start with Team Charles, and then I'm going to go to the Johnsons. And I want to start with them, and because they have a 30-day challenge, 90-day challenge that starts tonight. But Rick and Tiffany are my niece and nephew. I have taken them on as my niece and nephews, and my daughters call them cousins, and we just love them so much. And just tell us a little bit about you before we get started.
I'm Rick,
And I'm Tiff, and
and
we're
we're
Team
Team
Childs.
Childs.
So Rick and I, we're
Mhm.
we're considered health renewal advocates, where we inspire the power of change through. Can y'all hear me?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, now she won't get light voiced it over here. So, all right.
we inspire the power
Mhm.
of choice through towards whole body wellness from a spiritual, mental, and physical perspective.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's who we are.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know if Rick wanted
the
to add anything
yeah,
else.
and just as you see, Team Childs, um, it has a lot of meanings, but the beginning of it is teach, empower, assist, and motivate, and that's what we do for each other, but also for our encounters, people that cross our path, the couples and just individuals that we encounter, because we're naturally servers, and because we do it together, we serve even more mightily for God. So.
Thank you. That's good. I appreciate that. And these two couples have kind of teamed up together, and they have something powerful going on. And the other couple is my cousins. To 5 a.m., we're reminded all the time that we cousins. So I have a group of cousins over here, Mike and Alicia Johnson, and they have. I'm gonna let them tell you what they have going on. I'm gonna let them tell you about their marriage
Okay.
journey at some
Journey at
point.
some point. Oh, okay. What am I doing now? What are we doing? We just talking about what we doing.
Introduce
Oh,
yourself.
who we are? Oh, okay. All right. I'm her favorite cousin. He's cousin by marriage. He just got in there. I am Alicia Johnson, and Mike and I. Well, he can talk for himself. I'm the creator of the 1212
community, and that is a community dedicated to helping everyone who chooses to learn how to recalibrate their lives. 12 hours for God and 12 hours for man. And so, absolutely none of this would be possible without the healing of our marriage. And so, this is why this work is so important to me and to us collectively, because the only way that your family will thrive, you will thrive, society will thrive is if your marriage is solid. So that is who I am. Your turn.
Oh, and I'm Mike Johnson, Mike Cullen Johnson. And Leslie, I didn't realize you considered us cousins.
We cousins. I'm the favorite cousin. I found out today too.
Okay.
We cousins.
But yeah, I'm the other half of Alicia, and we'll be married 29 years about a month from now. And as Wanda was saying before, she had said she wanted to learn how to do it the right way, and I can't necessarily say that we're able to show you how to do it the right way. You can show you how we've done it, because I'm guessing there's really no true right way to do it. It's your way, and we just been able to go through all of this because we stood in it, and there's been a lot of stuff that we went through, but we're seeing the results of that. You look at many of the books in the Bible on how people have come through and went through stuff and come through stuff, and it's no different with our story. We went through a lot, and because we've persisted, we've been able to get to 29 years. It has not been easy, but we're definitely blessed and grateful that we are still here and standing and able to present on calls like this.
Thank you. So, congratulations on the 29 years. Alicia has been faithfully doing the 1212 community, but there's a extension to their 12 to the 1212 community, which is messes, misses, and miracles. And that's what we want to talk about today. I got it, Mike. Messes, misses, and miracles. I never get it right. And that's what we want to talk about this morning. I want to say greetings to everyone that is on today, and those that have not spoken, and those that have spoken. We appreciate you being here. If you have not, please take a moment, hit the like sign, subscribe, and share. And as we continue on, I have my buddy here, London, I'm sorry, London, and she wanted to say hi to everybody. So open your mouth and say hi.
Hi.
She's been my shadow since I've been here in Philly. Well, we're in Jersey now, but she's been my shadow. So, Alicia and Mike, I want to start with you because your event starts tonight, and I want you to I want you to talk about that, because after your device, after your event, then it goes into Team Child's event. But I want to start with you two because it starts tonight. So tell us how it started and what's going on.
Well, so the whole thing with messes, misses, and miracles, I think you can really summarize it as, like I said before. Can you guys hear me? Okay. You can summarize it as, really just understanding that, we're coming up on 29 years, but we've been through pretty much everything that you can go through in a marriage. And, that's of course the mess. The misses are, with our kids, the missed programs at school, all of the different things and the moments in their lives that, we may have missed the mark. There's so much. We could dedicate an entire call to all of the messes and misses that we've had. The miracles, of course, is the fact that we're still here. at 29 years, we're thriving, and it's getting better. So everything that we look forward to when we actually said "I do," we're now really just starting to experience all that, and it's a blessing. It's known fact that many of you know that I was diagnosed with cancer in 2022, and the fact that again, through all of the stuff we've been through, we've been able to weather that storm, which was a huge storm. And so when you're talking about miracles, the miracle that we're still here, the miracle that we've been able to come through, like for me the worst case scenario, and still thrive, is nothing short of a miracle. So for me, that's how I see it. You may see it some other way, but when you say Mrs. and Miracles, that's the way I'm thinking.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much Mrs. and Miracles in a nutshell. The challenge that we have coming up, one of the things that I made a promise to God many years ago that if heaven showed me how to turn everything around, our finances, our parenting, our marriage, that I would squeal like a pig. And the 90-day marriage challenge is one of those promises being fulfilled. This is the third time we've done the challenge. I did it once when we first started the program, and then I did it, I think we did it now maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And then now, God, there's a pressing on my spirit to do it again. And so for those of you who know me, I am radically obedient. This was another one of those projects and assignments that I was dragging my feet on, because 90 days is a long time. And so, and I have a lot of other things going on, and I work a full-time job and all of that. So I was kind of kicking and screaming about doing this because it's work, but marriage is worth it. Our community is worth it. And especially in the times that we are in, a solid family is going to get you through. Regardless of what is happening in the world, if your family is tight, you're going to be all right. And this is one of the ways that we want to contribute to that, is to the healing of the marriage. And the 90-day journaling challenge it's 90 days. But we're going to do it a little bit differently this time as it relates to the time constraints, because we have several challenges going on, and we have to be cognizant of people's schedules. So this go round, we will come together once a week as a community, but the journaling work will be done daily. So you'll receive daily journaling prompts. You and your spouse, and you are responsible for doing the assignments daily. But then on Sunday evenings, which we will begin tonight, we'll come together to review the assignments, any questions that you have, and then discuss the upcoming assignments. And so this will be a 90-day process. The thing that makes this marriage challenge different is that we focus on the spiritual, mental, and physical components of the marriage. And we also break it down. Mike and I, when we got married, we did the traditional route. I'm Catholic, so we were almost kind of forced to be married in the Catholic Church, because they like mob bosses sometimes. Like, you got to be married in the Catholic Church. You can't, if you're not married in the Catholic Church, it's not go. It was just funny to me, because it was like the Catholic, you had to be married in the Catholic Church in order for your marriage to be air quote valid or anything like that. So I was scared into submission. So we did that. And Mike was not Catholic, so he was just going with the flow. And that was pretty much the bulk of our relationship, going with the flow and just kind of, moving in that direction. And I say all of this to say that a lot of times marriage counseling is more of a force type thing, so that you can do it and be in alignment with your church's requirements, to be in alignment. Because in a lot of cases, it's a requirement. If you want to get married in this church, you got to have marriage counseling. And it's not that you want to do it. It's just something to check the list off, buy the flowers, marriage counseling, get the caterer. It's just a list of things to do. And so your goal at that time is to just be compatible. And in the Catholic Church, it was like a test. I think it was like 100 questions on the test. And they graded the test. And Mike and I, we cheated on, like, what you got for number 7? Like, so we had this long table, and it was kind of funny at the end because we were like 99% compatible. It's like on paper, we cheated. And so it was funny because a lot of the questions were not realistic questions. It was just questions, I guess, that made the church feel like they had done what they needed to do. And we did it. And our marriage was an absolute mess because when real life hit us, it hit us hard. And that is the goal of this work. It's for seasoned marriages, it's for new marriages, because 9 times out of 10, if you've been married for a while, you really probably haven't taken the time to pull away and say, hey, let's push the reset button. So this work is allowing couples to slow down, to push the reset button, and to now approach marriage from a practical perspective. The journal challenge that we have is 90 days because we focus on 3 different topics. The first month is dedicated to you as the spouse. It's dedicated to you individually, because the world teaches this, but it's not really practiced much in marriage, because when you get married, you're taught that you're to be this person's helpmate. You're taught to be, to become one, all of that stuff. And if you don't know what your issues are, then it's gonna wreak havoc on the relationship. And so you're supposed to submit. You're supposed to do all of these things. And if I'm supposed to submit, but I have a problem with authority in general, this is gonna be a problem. And so these are the things that we ran into with our marriage. And so the first journal is dedicated to the individual so that you can put on your oxygen first. You can make sure that you are solid first. And then the second component of the journaling challenge, the next 30 days, is dedicated to your spouse. Like, what do you see in your spouse? Like, you focusing on each other at that point. And then the third challenge is what brings it all together, where you journal together as a couple. And so this gives you the opportunity to dig deeper, to actually explore those deeper issues and deeper questions, and allow you to see each other as human. A lot of times we just see each other. This is my husband. This is my baby's daddy. This is what they do. This is the role that they play. Take out the trash, cook the food, do the laundry. This is whatever the titles are, and we over time lose the opportunity to see each other as humans. And this work is going to slow each of us down long enough to see each other in the way that God wants us to be seen. And so that's kind of the journaling work in a nutshell. And then at the end of it, this is the exciting part for me. When God gives you a vision and the opportunity to be a part of God's plan, it behooves you greatly to do it at the time that heaven requires you to do it. And so during this time period, God was like, it's time for you to do. We had just actually come off of the couples retreat that Rick and Tiff do. And so I was, around the house doing some things. And God was like, next year, I want you to merge your work. And I was like, I couldn't even say it. I was like, do what? Merge what? Do what? What work? That's their work. That they did good. We'll be there next year. And God was like, and I haven't done the journal challenge in years because it's 90 days. And I was like, no, I'll help them, whatever, we'll work it out somehow. And God was like, no, you do the 90-day challenge and it will lead into the in-person piece. And so, I'm the type of person, when God gives me something to do, I have to like kind of act on it so God will leave me alone and I can go ahead and do what I need to do. So I just sent a quick text to Tiff. I don't even know what I said at this point. It was just like I said I probably sent it under duress. God's like we should do the challenge or something together. And then Tiff was like, and she's so animated. Oh my God, she was just like, oh wow. And so I was just like, oh Lord, here we go. So that's how this happened. So at the end of the 90-day challenge is going to lead into the in-person event, and the way it is set up, and this is all God, that at the end of the challenge it corresponds with their date. So prayerfully at the end of the challenge we'll be able to bring it all together in person and really bask in the work that we have done, and get a chance to see where to hear the stories, to see how people have grown, and to just be in community together. So that's the first part of the work, and Rick and Tiff are going to knock it out at the end. So that's pretty much. I hope I didn't go too far into that, but that's the 90 days.
No, that's awesome. This is going to be powerful. A couple of things you mentioned. One was talking about the flowers and stuff, not stuff like that, but things people call formality, and it's not. It's all a part of the process. It's a part of the word, and that's one of the things that I would like for people to understand, and that's one of the things that I address in Sacred Covenant. We don't understand that it's not just a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, but it's significant things that go along with it. Every part of that is in covenant with the Father. It's Him showing His beauty in your relationship and in your life. So I don't. I want people to understand. This is my plug. I want people to understand that it's not just formality, that is actually a part of your relationship, because we have to remember that our relationship is supposed to exemplify or reflect what Yahweh and our relationship is. That's a component that's really missing, that people don't understand. That, excuse me, the reflection of our marriage is supposed to be a reflection of our relationship with the Father. And until we understand and know what those components are, there's going to be a lot of misses, and there's going to be a lot of mess, because we have not connected it to where the vein of it comes from. Or should I say, it's like the IV. You put the IV in and you get what you need to survive, or uh, for life. And I'm just saying it like that. So it's very important that people understand that this is not just something worldly, and a lot of people don't understand the impact of being married, the impact of what it looks like. So we go in because that's what the world shows us. That's what society shows us. Society shows us this white horse with this man coming in to save us, and the white picket fence, and those are the things that we look for, and it's not about that. It's about our covenant with the Father between each other. And the other thing, a lot of people think that submissiveness, and you were on point with that, submissiveness is control. It's not about control. It's about the love. It's about, so when we look at people, most people say, though I'm not saying those vows because I'm not going to be, well, first of all, look up the word submissive and what it means. Don't take it for what the world tells you it is, because it's not. So I just wanted to say those things, that there's a very important component before there is a marriage that is missing in our relationships. And counseling is a part of that. But before you even get to counseling, Do you understand the principles of marriage? Do you understand what it looks like and where it comes from? So I really wanted to say that because it is an important part of the work that y'all do. The work that you couples are doing is not play. It's nothing to play with. It's to help bring unity and understanding to something that we had developed. And a lot of times we develop it wrong. We develop it and it's broken. It's broken because of pain and hurt and discomfort, disrespect. It's broken because of disrespect. And because of disrespect, it causes your marriage to crumble and you don't know how to fix it. So, these couples are here to try to help us, guide us into how to fix things. So the 90-day challenge, 90 days, once a week, but you have homework every week, is so vitally important to you developing a healthy relationship. So I don't know, before we go to Teen Charles, whether you wanted to say something, Wanda? No. Okay. So
Get off mic. I'm sorry. Get off mic. No, I didn't, but I just think that the 90-day challenge is amazing because um, each aspect of it, you learn about you learn about your spouse, and then they learn about each other. And then coming together, being able to do that before, and then getting to the retreat, and then applying the aspect of the interactive part of the retreat, man, it's going to be amazing. So I'm grateful of what Yahweh is doing, because marriages, like Miss Alicia said, you're going to need this to get through um, every day. Just what we're facing now, you're going to need this, the the solitary part of the wholeness of being one, really, in a marriage. And so this is what people need. Because man, that COVID showed folks, yeah, I don't even like you.
it exposed a lot, didn't it?
I don't even like you. I didn't even know I didn't like you till we had to spend all these months and this year in this house together. You know what? And so yeah,
And
we
it's
did
like,
that.
what in the world? What did I do? Father, forgive me, for I know not what I do. But that is so true. And if we could ever get people to really understand that you cannot do it all the time by yourself. It can't be done all the time by yourself. And if you don't like each other, most likely it's not going to be done anyway because you're not going to want to be around or in the same company. Years ago, I was invited to talk about the Songs of Solomon. And when that session was over, women was running out to get roses and buying negligees and stuff to run home to their husbands. Reason why I'm saying that because I believe why you look like that, Mike. I believe
No, I'm sorry.
He expected
I
me
don't
to
have
run
my
out and get some roses.
I don't have my glasses on. I'm trying to read the comments. He's gonna pop it up, so I'm squinting. I'm not looking at you, Liz.
I was getting nervous. Like, wait a minute.
I'm trying to read the comments.
He like, speak, Leslie, speak.
Oh, Lord.
but it was the enrichment about it that it's going to be what you're doing is going to cause couples to do the same thing, to value one another, to see who one another is besides the natural part of us. It's the God part that makes us see each other different. If we don't have that, we are kind of, not all the time, but in a place lost, as they would say, lost for words, lost for relationship, I'm going to say. So, Tiff and Rick, tell us about your event.
You gonna go? Oh, hold on. Oh, so before we start, we have something that we incorporated. We didn't create it, but we have to incorporate it because sometimes we're not on the same page. So it just helps us better
But you
to stay on
talking
the
and
same.
don't have it.
But you're not letting me explain
I
it.
have it.
Okay, she has it. So I'm gonna by the
So
Yeah.
what we're going to do here is we're gonna let the man speak first.
rule. Okay, thank you. So
Get the spoon
Well,
back.
this may not be a good look for the marriage.
yeah.
Y'all, we're giving y'all real life examples of what.
Oh, so first and foremost, I want to thank God. I want to thank Elohim for one putting us in position to be here. Mike and Alicia, y'all have been such an example for Tiff and I in so many ways, from sharing your testimony to all the activities and the encounters that we've had that has helped us grow over these number of years, and for us to even be able to do this. So just explaining the spoon, I didn't create it, we didn't create it, but it was brought to us. And because Tiff and I sometimes butt heads when we are speaking to each other, we had to incorporate something that helped us. And this is something that is a part of our self-carecation. So what happens is whoever has the spoon has the floor. Hold up. Whoever has the spoon has the floor.
Just turn it around.
Okay, and I'm gonna turn it around. So it has self-carecation, Team Child's logo and stuff on it. But the importance is, one, the size of the spoon, because anything bigger might become a weapon. So, but we also want to make sure that we allow each other to have the floor. So jumping into the self-carecation, it's a retreat that came about, that was given to us. It came to us through the Holy Spirit to do some of the things that we have been doing in order for us to be on the same page. And self-care is such a big thing for us, but it's a lot of different things that go into self-carecation. And one of the things is that after the 90-day challenge, we're probably going to need some self-care because people are going to get stretched. Things are going to come up, things are going to be said, because in a lot of couples, a lot of marriages, there are unresolved things. And if you hear somebody else talking about it, oh, it's going to come up. And then now you're dealing with something. So at the end of 90 days is perfect. The fact that people can come and relax, but they also will receive, because we're going to have powerful couples, different things, events and things that fall into that bring you together as one. But through the 90 days, you're going to peel off some stuff, and then the self-carecation is going to allow you to heal even more, to go and be ready for the next 90 days. Because I know that's coming, and I know there's other things that's coming behind that. So Tiff has the spoon now.
So Rick pretty much summed it up really, really well. So with Rick and I, for those that do not know us, fun is always wrapped around into our stuff. So we had to demonstrate that with the spoon, because I have a terrible habit of kind of jumping into conversations. So I'm thankful for my cousin that actually brought this to our attention. It's actually a real thing over in Africa. So we have adopted that over. So thank you, Vince, if you're listening. But what I did want to share was how it came about. It's like God had given it to us, and he was like, self-caring for couples. And we was like, huh? Self-caring for couples. And he was like, yeah. So I'm thinking, I am overthinking things, right? And just trying to figure it out and just make sure everything is set. And then God was like, listen, pull the trigger now. So I was like, okay, we're going to pull the trigger, because one thing Rick and I do very well is self-care. So God found value. God saw value in that. So he's using us. So we had to just kind of do it. And Mike and Alicia was one of the speakers last year, and it was so powerful where we were like what they presented was so key and so important, which um basically if you don't like each other, you all aren't even going to be at the self vacation, so after it, Rick and I was just kind of praying about it and everything, and we had woke up this particular morning and we was just kind of um talking about it, and then we were like, what would it look like if we journal right before the self-care-cation? And literally within an hour, I received a text message from Alicia, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh my god!" Like literally,
Yeah,
the way she said, it, I was like,
y'all.
"Oh
Just
my
like
god!"
that.
I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Look at God! Look at God!" So as soon as she said it, like we were on board because that 90-day journaling with your spouse is going to be amazing, and the way they have it set up is even just awesome. Like you're going to journal for yourself first, and then your spouse, and then y'all together as a team. Like this is going to be wow. I mean, like just wonderful. And yeah, y'all want to do this. This is like, even now I am so excited about it, so hopefully, prayerfully, you all can see the value in that, that this is something you would be willing to join. So our self-care-cation is literally at the end of the 90-day um journaling challenge, and the self-care-cation will be Friday, September 26th through Sunday, the 28th of September of this year. So our registration will start July 1st. So all of the information will be put out, and that will be in Springfield, Virginia, at the Embassy Suites.
Okay, you need to put that information in the chat, some of that, so that
Yes,
people can remember. I don't know. The first time I did the link, it came up good. This time it's coming up. I don't know. It's coming up a little weird, but that's
okay.
the link for the 90-day challenge here. Um, thank you both for coming on this morning. Is there anything particular if they want to join tonight, Alicia, they need to do?
Yeah, just well, first of all, you can the link, or the first link, the earlier link is it works. I don't know what's going on with the second links are kind of wonky, but you can click that, and that will take you to the registration link. And then if you have any questions, um, you can reach out to myself or Cynthia Flores, and we'll make sure that you get the information that you need. And I'll put a better link in the on Leslie's page. And if you're following me anywhere as it relates to the 1212 community, I can add the link there. One of the things that I want people to realize, that as you are working on your marriage or any aspect of your relationship, there are far reaching implications. So, this is not just something that you're doing for yourself now. It is, a lot of people say that this work is like on a time release formula. And so, it's going to keep working. And so, this is an opportunity to really invest in yourself, invest in your marriage, and invest in your children's understanding of how relationships work. And so this work for us is very humbling, because our entire household has changed. simply because our children are able to witness our ability to change. We are not the same people that they knew earlier on. And that gives your family the license to do what they need to do as well. For those who do not have good working examples of what a marriage should be, then this is a good opportunity for you to be around powerful and positive couples that will give you the insight into what is available to you. So don't use the excuse that my mama them, they were divorced, this person was divorced. So they may not be the ones that you need to rely on for that guidance. And so this is why the 90-day work is also important, because it gives you the opportunity to step outside of those perceived limitations and to see what is available. And Mike and I, during this process, we will be sharing our stories. We will be giving as much guidance as possible. If heaven has seen fit to put you together, now I do not condone domestic violence or any of those things. If the toilet paper needs to be turned this way or that way, or if they're just things that just need to be worked out, then you need to stick with it. You need to, come together and work as much as possible, because heaven has put you both together for a reason. And if your marriage is under attack, then that is an indicator, outside of like domestic violence and things that are damaging physically. You are on an assignment, and the marriages are under attack because the enemy knows that if you have a solid foundation in your household, then you can be used mightily for the kingdom. And so this is why Mike and I, we are so honored that heaven allowed us the stamina to stick with it long enough to see what the end is going to be, so that we can in turn help other couples and help to heal other families. And so this is not just marriage work, this is kingdom work. So we're very excited for that. So that's that.
Thank you. I like that. This is kingdom work, and it's so important that we understand that marriage was always about kingdom work, what we do, And listen, those of you that are thinking about getting married, you're engaged. I think that this would also uh, be a good opportunity for you to learn that to whether you're really compatible or not, without cheating on your test, or anything like that. But just knowing um, whether you really like each other, really, whether you really belong together. So I was trying to find the link that has been popping up all the time, but all of a sudden I can't find it. But I'll make sure that the links are on our page and that you do pray about it. And if you don't, some of you don't even have to pray about this. Is something you've been looking for. You've been looking for something to help you to understand your mate, to understand marriage, and understand where you fit in at. A lot of people get married, and women don't realize or understand, or not just women and men don't understand where they fit at. So what they look, my daughter want to know if y'all can do something for single folks. So that's my youngest, and Ashley. Hey, Ashley is doing something with her, with singles, I mean couples as well. That's her field, so she's preparing also for hers. But this is something that is now. This is something that is taking place starting tonight. And if you can't get on tonight, but you want to be a part, reach out, and I'm sure that there's something that could be worked out, because we understand that some people it's the last minute. But please remember that your marriage is those that have married and are a believer, your marriage is kingdom work. So we want to leave you with that. And after the 90 days, you can go and you can mingle, you can have a relaxing time. You're going to the spa this year. Talk about the spa.
Yeah, so the first day of the self-care cation, that Friday, it's an all-day spa day. Literally, our day is starting at 8:30 a.m. So for those traveling in and flying in, you may want to be checked in on Thursday. That way you aren't flying in and worrying about your bags and all of the things. So yes, there's an all day spa day on that Friday. Literally all day. Not just a couple of hours, all day.
It's all
And and the funny thing about it, the first self-care cation, what was surprising, the men were complaining to their wives about how much they did not want to be there. I don't want to go, but they went. And not only did they go, they enjoyed themselves because the first one, it was a 1 day self-care cation, and that just so happened to be on Valentine's Day. And so they were like, "So when are y'all doing another one?" We was like, "In the year, we can do this annually." They was like, please don't wait a year. Please do not wait another year." And then that's how we got to the September day. So we generally do them twice a year. We do them on Valentine's Day and also in September of each year.
Thank you so much to the two of you. I don't know if you have anything you want to say, Minister Wanda, but I think that this is a great idea. Um, I'm going to ask Alicia if she'll close us out after Minister Wanda says what she has to say.
I just think it's a wonderful idea. It's necessary and it's needed and it's essential. Um, we look forward to doing a lot of things. And let me just say this: I love this because it's kingdom based, but it's outside of the church. Because the church stuff, y'all, church world, forgive me. That church world stuff be jacked up.
Yeah.
Be jacked up. You be having the women there in their skirts and trying to play tug of war in their skirts and their tennis shoes. And yeah, so I love the fact that this is outside, but it's still kingdom and it's away from the church. And we have realistic things going on, things that are going to enhance and help you see each other through each other's eyes, but the way Yahweh sees you and the way Yahweh intended for marriage to be. So with these two beautiful couples, you are bound to get everything you need. And the reason why I said they do it, that Alicia and Mike have done it right, because they did have the messes, the misses, and the miracles. Because in all of it, even when they didn't want to, Yahweh was still there leading them. And we have this facade image of what we think marriage is supposed to be. Because I know I did. I was supposed to be frolicking through the field with the lilies and the tulips. And baby, that didn't happen.
Tiny Tim.
But listen, it didn't happen. And I'm like, wait a minute. we said all them vows. What's going on, sir? But to have had something like this that could have helped change the trajectory of our marriage would have been amazing. So I know a couple people, not because anything is going on with their marriage, but because I know this will help enhance them. So if you're married, if you know some married people, go to the 1212 community or go on Leslie's Lessons Learned, get that link, send it to them. And Rick and Tiff, I need those spoons to be able to be purchased because I want to give them it. I think it's a great gift if they get married. That's a beautiful tool.
They're very nice looking too.
Yeah. So I need y'all to work on that. Amen.
I don't have none, but
It's
they are
available.
very nice looking.
We can have it available today. We add it to our store.
Yeah. So yeah, listen. If you have a great marriage, it's okay. 90 days can only help it get better. The self care is not a vacation; it's a self care cation. So listen, get on board, do what you need to do. You know, we take trips, we travel, we do everything else. Take time to serve each other in a healthy way to enhance what you already have. Alicia and Mike, any last words? Or should I say Tiff and Rick, any last words?
No, I'm good.
I
Um,
got you.
Mike and Alicia, close us out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Leslie. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. And once again, it will be an honor and a privilege to work with as many marriages as heaven requires. And don't count yourself out. Do not count yourself out. Your marriage is all about being truthfully who God has created you to be, and to be honest with yourself. One of the things that's funny, my children hate when I say it, but we learn to be good parents. Like we're getting an opportunity every day to be a better parent every day. But when I talked about children, they were like, "Why did you have kids?" I was like, "It was more fun making y'all than raising y'all." Like you know, I ain't thinking that far ahead. It was just, and so these are the things you have to be honest about, like as a person, and when you are truly open with your shortcomings, truly open with all of the things that heaven needs you to be truthful about, everything is going to be okay. So we're here to guide you through the process. So, all right, let's quiet our hearts and our minds. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to come together here on Leslie's Lessons Learned. We thank you for the platform that you have given her to steward, and she is stewarding this well. She is helping others and helping people that cross her path to understand through her life's lessons. And we thank you for protecting her, keeping her, and continuing to download divine revelations to her so that she in turn can disperse this to the world. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity that you are affording us to be a part of this marriage work. We thank you for the couples that you are calling, the ones that will come, the ones who will be a part of this process. We ask that you continue to spring forth your blessings, to spring forth your revelation, so that we can continue to garner the wisdom that we need to do this thing called life powerfully, abundantly, and prosperously, just as you intended. We thank you for everything that you have done so far, and we look forward with great anticipation to everything that is to come. We love you, we praise you, and we honor you. In Jesus' name, amen. Oops, I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Leslie.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be funny. But listen, everyone, have a great day. Yeah. Have, you guys mute.
Oh, sorry.
Have a great day today. And remember, there is hope. And if you want to enhance your marriage and you need some help, uh, we made it available to you today. Might not be a fit, you might need someone else. But for those of you that can see themselves really coming in and being a part, we just ask that you would reach out and do what you need to do. And it's never too late. It's your mind and the perspective of how you see things that makes a difference. So please keep your head up, keep moving, and know that there's an answer for every situation. Have a beautiful day.